Imagine it's a Tuesday night, clear sky. You're walking home. You glance up and the moon is wrong. It's massive, 10 times wider than it should be, 100 times more surface area. Bright enough to read by. Bright enough to cast sharp, crisp shadows on the sidewalk beneath your feet. It takes up half your fist held at arm's length. The craters. You can see individual craters now, mountain ranges you never noticed. The dark maria, sharp and luminous, like a lantern someone hung just barely out of reach. You've looked at the moon 1,000 times and never really seen it. Tonight you can't look away. Enjoy the view. You've got maybe an hour before the first problem arrives. At its normal distance, 384,000 kilometers, the moon raises our oceans by about a meter, a gentle, rhythmic pulse. You build boardwalks around it. You check tide charts and plan beach trips. Tidal force follows an inverse cube law. That means at 1/10 the distance, tides don't get 10 times stronger. They get 1,000 times stronger. Within the first hour, the oceans start to move. Not the slow creep that leaves shells on the beach. This is a wall of water, hundreds of meters tall, traveling faster than a passenger jet, every coastline on Earth, at the same time. New York, Shanghai, London, Mumbai, Lagos, not flooded, scarred to bedrock. And the water doesn't stay. It pulls back, regroups, and returns. Every 10 hours. Because the moon now completes a full orbit in just 20 hours. Not 27 days, 20 hours. Kepler's third law. Shrink the orbit by a factor of 10. The period drops by a factor of 30. You can watch the moon drift across the sky in real time, visibly moving against the stars, and every pass overhead, another tide. There is no rebuilding window. The next wave is always forming. And it's not just the oceans. The moon pulls on anything liquid, lakes, rivers, groundwater. Reservoirs overflow their dams. Rivers reverse direction twice a day. The water cycle, the one that took millions of years to stabilize, is rewritten in a weekend. But here's what most people don't consider. Water isn't the only thing that responds to tidal forces. Rock does too. Right now, the solid Earth flexes about half a meter every tidal cycle. You've never felt it because everything the buildings, the ground beneath them, moves together. At 1,000 times the force, the crust rises and falls by 300 meters every 10 hours. The bedrock beneath your feet is breathing. Every fault line on the planet near critical stress lets go all at once. The ring of fire doesn't just wake up. It erupts along its entire length simultaneously. Magnitude 8 earthquakes become background noise. Volcanoes that haven't stirred in 10,000 years suddenly remember what they're built for. And all that flexing generates heat, enormous heat. It's the same mechanism that makes Jupiter's moon Io the most volcanically active world in the solar system, tidal heating. Jupiter's gravity squeezes Io so hard that its interior is permanently molten. That's what's starting to happen to Earth. The mantle, heated not by radioactive decay, not by leftover formation energy, but by the moon, kneading the planet like dough. Current tidal dissipation on Earth is about 4 terawatts. At this distance, it climbs to millions of terawatts, comparable to the total energy Earth receives from the sun. The planet begins to warm from the inside out. You might think the atmosphere would be safe. It's just air, right? Air has mass, and the moon doesn't discriminate. Pressure swings of 10 millibars sweep the globe every tidal cycle, equivalent to a moderate storm system, except it spans hemispheres, runs on a schedule, and never stops. The jet stream, that high-altitude river of air that steers your weather, reorganizes around the lunar cycle. Weather patterns that took thousands of years to calibrate are overwritten in weeks. Forecasts become meaningless. Seasons blur. Wind doesn't follow the sun anymore. It follows the moon. And then, in the middle of all this, something genuinely beautiful happens. The moon passes in front of the sun. Because it's 10 times wider than the sun in the sky, the eclipse doesn't last 2 minutes. It lasts 30. A shadow thousands of kilometers wide, sweeping across an entire continent at once. Half an hour of total darkness in the middle of the afternoon. You can't see the corona. The moon is far too large for that. It swallows the sun entirely. Just a vast black disk rimmed by the faintest halo of light. The temperature drops, birds go silent, and it just stays there for 30 minutes. And this happens every few weeks now. Eclipses aren't something you fly halfway around the world to witness. They're not rare. They're not special. They're just Tuesday. Now, the part nobody sees coming. Everything I've described so far, the tides, the quakes, the weather, the eclipses, you might think that's the new normal. The moon is closer. Things are extreme. Humanity either adapts or it doesn't. Story over. But there's a number on screen that's been sitting quietly this whole time. 38,440 kilometers. Watch it. The moon orbits in 20 hours. Earth still rotates in 24. The moon is faster than the planet beneath it. And in orbital mechanics, that changes everything. When a satellite orbits faster than its planet spins, the tidal bulge on the planet falls behind the satellite's position. The gravitational interaction reverses. Instead of pushing the moon outward, the way ours has been slowly drifting away for 4 billion years, it pulls it inward. Every orbit, a fraction closer, a fraction stronger. This is not speculation. Mars's moon Phobos has exactly this problem right now. It's spiraling toward Mars. In about 50 million years, it will cross the threshold and come apart. Our moon just joined the same track, but with tidal forces this powerful, it won't take millions of years. Thousands, maybe less. The ticker just started moving. 18,300 kilometers. That's the Roche limit. The boundary where the tidal force pulling the moon apart exceeds the gravity holding it together. Every day the number drops. Every day the moon grows a fraction larger in the sky. Every day the tides reach a little higher. The quakes cut a little deeper. The eclipses last a little longer. The moon begins to change shape. Not round anymore. Stretched toward Earth, elongated like a teardrop. Fractures open across the surface. Debris starts shedding from the far side. Dust, boulders, and mountain-sized chunks trailing behind it like a comet's tail. Except this isn't a comet. It's the moon, coming apart at the seams. 25,000 kilometers, 2019. The ticker is falling faster now because the closer it gets, the stronger the drag, and the stronger the drag, the faster it falls. A feedback loop with no brake and no exit. And then it crosses the line. The moon doesn't shatter. That's not how it works. It comes undone. Slowly at first, loose regolith peeling away like ash in a wind. Then, deeper rock. Chunks the size of mountains separating, drifting into their own orbits. Over weeks, the body that watched over Earth for 4.5 billion years unravels into a slow-motion river of stone. Earth gets a ring system. From the surface, whatever's left of it, it is the most beautiful thing in the solar system. A luminous band stretching from horizon to horizon, made of the shattered remains of something that used to be whole, each fragment catching the sunlight, casting faint, shifting shadows on the world below. The tides don't stop. A ring still has mass, still pulls. But without a single focused gravitational partner, the rhythm is gone. The steady pulse that moved our oceans for 4 billion years, the one that paced every tide pool, every coral spawn, every ancient story about madness and transformation, scatters into noise. We traded the moon for a crown of debris. The distance ticker doesn't read a number anymore. The moon isn't somewhere, it's everywhere. A billion fragments in a billion orbits, each one a piece of something that used to be whole. It's a Tuesday night. You walk outside and look up. The sky is full of glitter and emptiness, and the night is darker than it's been in 4.5 billion years.